All right, what's going on, guys? So for today, we'll be following up on our previous presentation, part 2 of the Twitch presentation, where we had discussed some more focus on monetizing users and how exactly Twitch does that through the various incentives that they place on the platform. So for the third topic, which is going to be the topic of this presentation and potentially the next, if need be for a part 2, we'll be discussing sort of the streamer monetization schemes and how the streamer themselves can monetize the platform for their financial benefit. So this is sort of a summary of the previous presentation, and just a quick note that I'm not using a video for this presentation only because I noticed it interfered with some of the slides, and my video doesn't really add anything to the presentation, so we'll just leave it off for now. So as a review of the previous presentation, we looked at what is the motivation for attracting the paid community members, and we've referred to them as ECMs, or Enriched Community Members. And we noted that social integrative factors were linked to subscriptions on the Twitch. This meaning that when users noted that they went to Twitch for the feeling of a community, or they didn't want the feeling of being alone in real life, they moved to the Twitch platform for that need, and it was linked to more subscriptions. So those users tend to subscribe more often when they answer to the affirmative questions relating to the need for community and feelings of being alone. And we also know from the previous presentation that Twitch is very aware of how the community, hierarchical, and exclusivity motivations for the viewers, and they know that they can monetize it through their various means, whether it be through bits and subscription donations, where they keep 50% of all purchases. But also streamers are also very familiar with how important community is. If you've ever been on a Twitch, ever followed a Twitch streamer, or were really involved in their community, you'd know that community and the feeling of being sort of a part of the community of a particular streamer is very important. And just to give a quick summary of something that we looked at previous presentation, which was for monetization, we need to focus on the two core categories of viewers that contribute most to the platform. And I sort of separated them as community members and ECMs. Community members being those members that participate regularly in Reddit and the Twitch community, makes recommendations. So they're not just those that are just observers in the background. They're actually contributing to the platform in various ways, whether it be through chat, whether it be through answering, making comments on Reddit, and just the overall Twitch community. We'll go a bit more into that. And the ECMs are those that are tend to be the most involved, most you can say dedicated to the streamer. If you had to categorize them, they're the ones that are would be willing to take a plane to go see them. They're long-term investment in the streamer life and their well-being, a dedicated community member, content creator, and they tend to purchase merchandise. So, and on the right, we sort of have a view that there tends to be fewer enriched community members versus regular community members. This sort of makes sense. And enriched community members are more likely to be make investments on the platform and tend to contribute more. And also, I said there was a proportionality to age, that those that tend to be enriched community members tend to be those that are younger, that don't have as many commitments in real life. So they spend time that normally they would spend in real life forming community bonds with, let's just say, on sports teams or in school. They tend to do so on the platform instead, and the need for that community. So the question becomes, how can we attract enriched community members, right? What makes one streamer more desirable for enriched community members than the other? And this just goes to say there's only so many enriched community members out there, okay? Just like with any sort of, entertainer, singer, there's only so many young kids that are willing to go and see, for example, a singer, right? So the question is, how can one streamer attract enriched community members to their stream, right? Because there's only so many. And what is the motivation for attracting those community members? Sorry about that. And one thing is that again, the community has to be there for them to come and for them to want to invest. Because if they're investing their time and money, they want to invest in something that's going to grow, right? So these are just a few examples. you go to a stream and you see a rich streamer chat. That's something that shows the vibrance and the health of the community. So when a chat activity is vibrant, there's people actively participating in chat and contributing. That's how you know that there's a healthy streamer chat. Additionally, when streamers have their own memes, when they have IRL streams, when you see IRL streams, you sort of see the streamer in their everyday life, how they communicate, and you almost feel like they're just regular people, right? That's something that you don't see if you were to say, be a big fan of like Justin Bieber, right? There's no connection to a celebrity like that because you don't see them and how they act every single day and how they communicate. But in IRL streams, you can exactly see how that goes about, and it allows you to connect to the streamer more when you see how they interact in everyday life. And then you tend to see how they interact, and it tends to be very similar to how you react, so you sort of have that feeling. There's other ways that a healthy streamer can healthy indications of a healthy streamer. Things like gift opening on stream, I find was something that's very, it sort of goes that, hey, you're contributing to the streamer in many ways and you're following them. And, when streamers open gifts through their PO box on stream, it sort of shows that, the community is contributing to the streamer and the streamer is recognizing those contributors by opening gifts on stream. So I always thought that was a very good idea. And streamers make very good use of that by doing that. Because it's one thing to pay $20 to donate to a streamer. It's another thing to buy something that the streamer can recognize and look at and feel in their hands for $20. So it's a very different feel, and it really adds that community aspect. And streamers sort of do this sort of thing where you receive items from viewers and you post them behind them. That's exactly what they're doing. They're fostering that community. It's not just the streamer themselves that are part of the community, but they actually make it so that their room themselves is an indication of the progress they've made and the contributions that the viewers have made. So I always thought that was another very good idea. Other forms of participation. So we'll get into that in a bit. Enriched community members are particularly, as I said, they're involved through the social media platforms to a larger extent, things like Reddit and YouTube, right? And they tend to contribute content there. So they're those that are more likely to participate in community events. So if a gamer is playing a game on stream, well, they're the ones that are likely to, when a streamer is a variety streamer, they purchase the game and they're playing with the streamer live, right? So those are people that are, not just, doing homework in the background and watching the streamer. They're actually involved in the streamer. They want to. That's exactly what stream sniping is, right? It's sort of you want to contribute to the stream in a way, right? You want to ruin the streamer's time. So, games with streamers is a good example. Community events. There's a lot of things through Discord server, right? There's huge communities on the Discord server. You'd be surprised how many people are active on the Discord server when the streamer's not there. So just to think about that, right? If you were to have like a celebrity like a Justin Bieber and you were to have chats, and there are like forums, but that's very different than people when the streamer's not there chatting with each other and forming a community, right? That's something that only exists with Twitch and online personalities. And additionally, enriched community members are attracted to contributing, so they want to do so outside the platform through things like Reddit, Twitter, and I missed YouTube, so YouTube should be here. Those things are very important, in particular Reddit and YouTube, because those are facets where enriched community members can make contributions, and for those contributions to be recognized. So this is just an example of what a enriched, vibrant chat, maybe I would say it looks like, something that you wouldn't see in a streamer that's just starting off with 100 or 500 viewers, right? So this is an example of a stream chat. It doesn't really matter when it was, but it's from XQC's Twitch chat. Just to show on the left, within the chat, there's Twitch at the very top when it comes to community exclusivity on Twitch. What that is just showing is that, when you subscribe, Twitch makes a recognition to the rest of the stream that, hey, this guy subscribed for 16 months and he's on a 16-month streak. Thanks for the 16, right? So that one is entirely through Twitch. So that's why I have the bullet point Twitch, just to show that that's Twitch contributing to the community and exclusivity being, embedded in the chat aspect of the stream, right? So that's Twitch contributing it. So streamers regularly have their own bots in the chat. Mostly those bots are there to provide updates, give timeouts and bans, but also when someone is streaming, or sorry, when someone is subbing, they sort of have a little something in the chat saying, "Hey, welcome to the jungle. Thanks for using Twitch Prime." Right? It's sort of giving that person that community and exclusivity. So the community aspect is there, right? It's saying, "Hey, welcome to the club," right? That's, welcome to the club, Brofist, right? What is that? It's sort of saying, "Hey, you're part of something that nobody else is, and I'm going to recognize you for it," right? So that's the community, and exclusivity again is just having a section in the chat where your name's there. Again, for some people that means something. Right underneath there, we have this sort of large snippet of chat box where it's chat reacting to live events. So if you go to a stream and you noticed, that's a big difference between a streamer that is being botted versus one that has a real community, is that bots don't react to what's going on in the stream, but real people do, right? So when the chat is reacting to live events, that's exactly the reason why we watch a stream, and we watch it and have the chat open, right? Whether it be on mobile or on TV, there's something about having the chat open where it makes you feel like you're watching with someone else, right? So when the rest of the chat is actively, pog champing for certain things, you sort of, again, there's that community aspect that, hey, I'm watching with everybody else, and everybody else is reacting, and I'm reacting by pogging in real life, and so is the community, right? So that community is fostered through that sort of chat. And then I just have a little last one at the bottom, hierarchical, meaning, that's just someone replying in chat to the fact that somebody subscribed, donated 5 subs, and that just goes towards the Twitch aspect and them monetizing gifted subs, right? So they really want to make it clear, hey, this guy, donated 100 subs, and every single time somebody not donated 100 subs, but gifted 100 subs. So whenever someone gifts 100 subs, it shows up as a spam in chat, and everybody knows that, hey, this guy spent $500 on subs, right? $250 of which goes to the streamer, $250 goes towards Twitch. But there's some hierarchical aspect there where you're sort of recognizing those that contribute more. And the last thing being this little chat box on the right just goes to show there's when you're part of a community, there's certain things that are relatable only to that particular streamer. So on this right, we sort of have these emotes, which look like pumpkins, and then that's XQC's face on a pumpkin. This just shows that every October or so, this emote comes out, and it's just sort of saying, hey, guess what? October, Halloween is coming. We're rising. We're coming about, right? That's only something that's very specific to the streamer and the community within of that streamer, and part of being a community is that it's different than everybody else's, and it's unique, right? So this is something that's unique to only the streamer. Somebody can come in from the outside and have no idea what's going on. It just looks like an orange, but it's relatable to the streamer and previous years of doing something similar. So this is sort of just the another example of. So we're going to start at the top right here, the exclusivity of the stream. Again, this is just a chat box referring to somebody who's been 3 months and 1 day in the chat. I don't know how that makes any sense, because that would suggest a user is 3 months in the chat. I don't know how that makes sense. There's a community aspect, streamer specific behavior. This is following from the previous slide where we had those emotes that look like oranges, but they're actually pumpkins. Within this chat, there's something where when the streamer is about to, XQC for example, is about to finish his stream, people say they enjoyed their stay, and that just has to do with, it's a meme based off of a song, and that emote follows from that. So that's something that, hey, this is the community. Hey, we're going to say bye to each other. Hearts in the chat, right? And at the very bottom there, exclusivity, Twitch and streamer. Again, this is just Twitch making it very clear someone subscribed. And at the bottom right, this is someone, XQC's bot in the chat, making it clear that someone subscribed. And now we're going to go to the left with these bullet points. Other chat examples of a vibrant chat polls, right? So when a streamer is speaking and he wants to get the chat involved, he can have chat polls saying, hey, can you guys, I'm not too sure about this. What do you guys think? Or I want to play these 5 games. You guys decide. That's an example of a vibrant chat. It's something that the chat is contributing to the stream and is being involved, right? So that's where the enriched community members, and even some of the active participants in the chat become involved. Things like streamer asking chat for feedback, right? So one thing about X2C that you really like about his stream is that he plays a game, right? And there's those Pepega moments where he's in the stream, he's trying to figure out a puzzle, and he can't figure it out, right? So he's asking chat, and the chat is spamming Pepega, right? So the community is involved in the game, right? And that's very important, right? So that the stream feels like they're actually actively participating in the game and contributing to the progress of the streamer. So a streamer that asks a lot for chat feedback, if you notice, some streamers are, every single part of the game, they're saying, chat, what do you think? Chat, what do I do, right? Those are good examples of fostering the community in the chat. And additionally, a chat is vibrant when moderators are communicating with viewers, right? Because there's that hierarchical aspect. The moderators, are sort of seen as, and they have higher privileges. So when they're communicating with the chat and they're doing certain things in the chat, it's like the chat isn't static, right? They're banning people, they're timing people out, they're communicating. So it almost feels like I don't know, like it's just more vibrant when the moderators are actively participating in the chat. Because again, there's that hierarchical aspect. Everybody's, you look at this chat on the right and you have absolutely no idea who these people are. All you really care about is their spam, right? You don't care about their name. But when a moderator is speaking, it sort of adds a little another aspect, right? It's hey, this guy has privilege. This guy is higher in the hierarchy, and this is what he's saying, right? Like, hey, let's send him a message, right? So moderators get messages sent to them all the time. And as a final point for this slide, at the bottom left, what the chat in effect is doing is encouraging the feeling of community. That's exactly what they're doing. And there also is a feeling of hierarchy when it comes to the badges in the chat and the moderator. So there's a feeling of hierarchy, and all of this leads certain members to become enriched community members. Okay, so this being the motivation for viewers to become those enriched community members and contribute more. So with that, we're approaching 17-minute mark, so we're going to stop it here, and we're going to continue with more examples in the next slide, part 2 of monetizing ECM members in my Twitch presentation. So thanks for watching.